I'm Nicole with Guiding Echoes, and in this video we are taking a look at the Thelema Tarot. Now this Thelema Tarot is published by Lo Scarabeo, and the artwork is done by Renata Lechner, and it's written by Jaymi Elford. So before we get started, I wanted to make it clear that this deck is not based on the Thelema religion. I know that there has been a little bit of controversy regarding this or around this deck because there were people who thought it was based on the Thelema religion, and it is not. So let's talk about why it was named Thelema. The word Thelema actually means inspiration or will in the Greek language, and so that's what the creators of this deck were going after. So in reality, if you were to translate that word to our language, it would actually be the Inspiration Tarot, or Tarot of the Will. Okay, so let's go ahead, now that we got that out of the way, let's go ahead and dive into this deck. This is the box that the Thelema Tarot comes in, and it's actually a very nice, sturdy box. So you'll see that the imagery on here and the colors are absolutely gorgeous. They are beautiful. And to open this box, all you have to do is lift the lid off just like so, and you'll be able to pull your cards and the book out pretty easily. And the nice thing about this deck and the box is that it will go back into the box pretty easily. So you know how sometimes you get a deck and it seems like the box fits it perfectly, and you try to put the deck and the cards back in and they don't fit? That's not going to be a problem with the Thelema Tarot. So it's a beautiful box. It's going to protect your cards just well, so you're not going to have to buy an additional box or bag to keep your cards in. So this is the book that comes with the Thelema Tarot, and it was written by Jaymi Elford. And when you open up the book, you're going to notice that, first of all, we have the Empress here. Isn't she beautiful? She's so gorgeous. You're going to notice that this book actually comes in, or is actually translated in 5 different languages. So it's in English, Italian, Spanish, French, and Dutch. So as we go through the book, we'll see that it comes with a brief introduction to tarot, as well as brief summaries on what each of the cards mean. So the author of this book does go through the major arcana as well as the minor arcanas, and these are not in-depth meanings. They're actually very brief, just to get you started. Okay, here's the part you've been waiting for. You want to take a look at the cards? Let's take a look at the cards. So this is what the back of the cards look like. And let's talk about the cardstock real quick, because I know you're probably curious about that. The cardstock does have this fine finishing gloss to it, which I really enjoy. I think it just gives the cards a nicer look, and it also protects the artwork. And the cardstock is actually pretty thin. Now, a lot of people don't like thin cardstocks, but I do. And the reason for that is that it makes the cards a lot easier to shuffle, especially when they first come out of the box. If you've ever had a tarot deck that you were eager to work with and the cardstock was so thick that you couldn't shuffle the cards, you know how frustrating that can be. So I actually prefer a thinner cardstock, and I don't think this is so thin that it's going to damage your cards fast or anything like that. I think it's just thin enough to be able to shuffle easily, to be able to hold the cards in your hand comfortably. And, you know, I just don't think it's going to be a problem for most of you. So let's go ahead and take a look at the artwork on the cards. Now, you will see that this is digital art, which I don't know about you, but I am a sucker for digital art. I just love that style. And the cards are absolutely beautiful. There is so much detail in the faces and in the backgrounds, in the forefront. Like, everything in this deck is just so vibrant, lush, and beautiful. So let's go ahead and take a look at this Sun card. As you'll see, all of the cards are borderless. So if that's something that's of interest to you, this is a deck that you're going to enjoy because all of the cards are borderless. The only thing that you're going to find on them is this bottom strip right here that tells you which card that card is. So when we look at the Sun card, we have these 2 kids who are sitting in the grass. Aren't they adorable? And they are looking up at the sun. And so in this card, the sun is illustrated by this rose that is blossoming. And all around this rose, all around the sun, are the 12 different signs of the zodiac. So this card is very astrologically friendly. So if you are a reader who enjoys combining astrology with the tarot, you're going to find a lot of astrological meanings in here. So I think you're really going to enjoy this deck. It'll be great for your practice. So let's go ahead and move on and look at the other cards. So again, we just have some great energy that is coming off of every single card in this deck. Now you'll notice that this is based off of the Rider-Waite system. So if the images seem vaguely familiar, that's why. But there are some differences in the deck. So for example, the sun was a good example of a card that was the same but different. You know, we still had the children aspect on it. We didn't have the horse, but we still had the sun. And in this one, in the devil, well, this is slightly different as well. So usually the devil is depicted by some big monster who has the horns, right? And he also has chains, which he has chained to a naked woman and a naked male. And so this is a little different because we just have the devil represented here as what looks like a hot guy who's a little disturbed. And we have these people that are on either side, but we don't really know if it's two females or what. We have one who's kind of facing our way, she's a female, and then we got someone else turning the other way. So there are some differences in each of the cards. So it's not going to be a complete a complete, what's it called? I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's not exactly like the Rider-Waite, so there are some differences there. So here we have the Death, which again I think is a beautiful card. We have the white horse back here. We have Death, and his arms appear to be open, although we can't see his hands. He's kind of invisible because there's no face in the shroud, and we don't have any hands or anything reaching out here. We got the scorpion, we've got the skeletons around here. So this is a great depiction of death, and it's also original yet familiar. So this is a look at the Thelema Tarot. You can see again the artwork is beautiful. It's astrologically friendly. You're going to see a lot of different signs and signals in here that will remind you of something astrological in just about every picture, especially in the major arcana. Now that is my review of the Thelema Tarot. I do hope that you enjoyed it. And if you've had any experience with this deck, I would love to hear your views on it as well. So go ahead and leave me a comment in the comment section down below and tell me what you liked about the deck, what type of feeling you got from it when you were doing readings with it, and just tell me about your overall experience. It could be helpful to someone who's trying to determine if this is the right deck for them or not. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to give it a like and also subscribe to this channel so you can be notified when I release new videos in the future. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.